Hi, we are Includify, and we are enabling IT software companies to build accessible websites and apps. Let's all for a second now, just imagine browsing online shopping without a screen, or do so without a mouse. In time, we'll all be zooming text in a bit, right, on websites. Imagine that website breaking. Well, that's daily life for 2.1 billion people worldwide impacted, including our project manager, Miloš, who is blind. So people with impairments, elderly, and all of us eventually run into this different kind of frustrations online when doing regular things. What is the deeper problem here? Millions of IT companies worldwide were lacking digital accessibility tools and digital accessibility experts to build those websites and apps, the entire digital world, without those issues. And as a consequence, we have these guys on the right, the B2C businesses, e-commerce, e-health, banking, transportation, commuting, education, government. They're all missing out on new users and failing to comply with new legislation, risking hefty fines. So the solution is Includify's accessibility agent, which integrates into each step of software development lifecycle. And we've already built an MVP browser extension, which you can see here on the right. You just click Start Scan, and you scan your website on the left, and it brings you the simple report. So in 3 simple steps, scan the website, identify accessibility bugs, and replace inaccessible with accessible code. So you don't need to be a digital accessibility expert to build accessible websites and apps. Why we are better? Well, these large LLMs, OpenAI, Google, is still a niche for them, okay? And Includify, we have our own capacity to train our own models, mixture of experts, and gather our own data sets, okay? And that puts us in a unique position to offer custom code replacements, not just suggestions of old ones like our competition, and achieve higher level legislation coverage. On that note, accessibility laws are quite complex all around the world, okay? And the latest standard going live in the EU is June. You guys have Section 508 and Section 504 of ADA Act and so on in USA. Our business model is monthly subscription of $110 per developer per domain, which is easily budgeted in any existing project compared to the monthly fee of an accessibility consultant. It all builds up to a $5.6 billion market just for IT companies in software in EU and USA. And as you can see here, we really want to have a spearhead of our traction with accessibility SMEs who are already asking us for the tool. And we want to build on that. In that sense, on just 2 events, we just came from Lisbon for Web Summit. There were 34 letters of intent signed, and out of 80 interviewed, we have 80% interested in early adoption. We also have queries for our services and partnerships with NGOs. Now, our team. We are a team of 10+ years of experience in the field, with the ability to design, build, test and train the models, and ship to market. Where I am CEO, in charge of business and digital accessibility and QA, Irena, our dear project manager and UX design, Vuk, who is full stack developer, Nicola, doctorant in linguistics, our AI ML guy, who is also publishing papers on the topic, David, who's our CFO, and Miloš, with his unique perspective as project manager and as a person who is blind, also giving us user acceptance testing. Our ask is $220K to do a full commercial release of full feature accessibility report in February, and actually build on the accessibility fixer by the end of the year, because those are the different training models. We would also use $22K to achieve next 420 subscriptions, also by February. As you can see, we already raised $58K grant and established LLC in Europe, in Serbia. So yeah, take this unique opportunity to disrupt the industry of IT and turn the legacy business model of our competition up on its head and make the digital world accessible together. Thank you.
So I'll start off.
Yeah.
That 220K that's a big number.
Yeah.
What is there? Are there smaller components to that we
Yeah, thank you. We wanted to show the entire pipeline with all the stuff we're gonna do in the entire software development life cycle, from design, plugins for Figma, then linter, static code analysis for developers. Now the browser extension, we wanted to first show value right off the bat. The browser extension, which is easily used by anybody, and then we have an MCP agent ready once we build up all this logic on the back end, okay? So these 220K are for the accessibility fixer. So it's a training of the code fixes. That's the hard thing, okay? And the large LLMs like OpenAI, ChatGPT, yeah, you can prompt them, but they're not trained to be accessibility expert. They will hallucinate and they will lead you astray. So it's dangerous to have, more dangerous not to have something than to have a false sense of confidence. That's why the labeling of data by developers, programmers is hard and expensive. We have internal capability to train with our auditors, the auditing part to identify.
There's not like a breakdown of that.
Yeah, we can follow up with a clear breakdown of costs, but it's actually, so the labeling of data, okay, the hours of auditors to label data, and it's mainly for development. Then for the labeling of the developers, their hours, they're expensive, $180 per hour for labeling of this. And to ship to market, we have different strategies for inbound and outbound outreach to raise awareness where it doesn't exist, and also to become visible in these huge markets which already exist.
So can we talk about your pricing model?
Yeah.
It's like $110
Yeah.
per developer. You know, I run a lot of software companies over the years, and you know, it seems like you're scanning on an app and you're scanning on a website, right? But
MVP is a website, yeah, a browser extension.
okay, so then, you know, if I got a report, then I just give it to my developers and so go fix it. So it seems like pricing per developer seems different than how you're scanning, you know, the website, right? So I'm trying to have a hard time understanding the
connect that.
economics.
Yeah, you will, I mean, apart from the browser extension, we have entire dashboard already implemented also, that you can track who audited which website and what were the results, okay? In that sense, on the browser extension, each developer or a tester or designer would log in on the browser extension and have his own scans, okay? Then that way you can track, okay, this developer is on this project. You can also connect it to your project expenses, and that's kind of the logic that we are going with now. And the number is actually through talking deep talks with accessibility experts who are already solving accessibility for all of these guys and all of these business verticals. So this is kind of the initial part we're going with.
Who would be trying to evaluate from a Chrome browser, like when they're doing product development?
Anybody. So if you know developer workflow is set, they develop on their laptop, they didn't publish anything live, they have it on the local host, on their laptop. So they don't type in some live websites, www.nike.com. They type localhost dot whatever, some port, you know, and they can assess their website even before it's live. So it's a developer, it's a tester who has access to the code before it's shipped, and also design the entire team basically.
And then they have to.
Can scan the website.
Yeah, just to follow up there, so this has to be done monthly, like what, is
No,
it
you
gonna
can-
be a one-time scanning?
No, it's a monthly subscription. So you can do as many times per one domain. You know, we were cautious there because imagine giving somebody a tool they would pay a monthly fee on accessibility expert for every project. Here they're gonna have, you know, a monthly subscription for that domain. I mean, and probably the developer seat can be shared, you know. All developers, we know how it is in the software industry. You pay one, but then you see that they can be shared. So it depends on the structure of the company, how serious it is about tracking the workload of each developer, then they would purchase more or less, which is easily budgeted compared to the monthly fee.
Like what you said MCP, so future would be like cursor, you're gonna give them real-time
Exactly,
feedback
we
on
could
code.
fit them in any agentic workflow.
So
and
long
we
term,
would-
it's not gonna be a Chrome browser, it's gonna be just as they're coding, you're giving real-time feedback. with
Yeah,
like
exactly. It could also be because not everybody are coders, you know. There might be a person, I am shopping on some website and I see a browser, they also have accessibility statements on their website. And I can report as a consumer, you know, like, hey,
That's time